Have you ever wondered what cultural hybridity is? The idea of cultural hybridity, also called hybridization, stresses that the point where localization and globalization meet is dynamic, consisting of different cultural forms and traditions. As an outcome, this viewpoint does not regard localization as a process that resists globalization or elevates globalization as a unifying force. Instead, the primary concern of hybridization is on mediation processes, which are seen as essential to cultural globalization. Multidisciplinary research primarily grounded on intellectual endeavors like post-colonialism, cultural studies, and performance studies that has produced the idea of hybridization. Nestor Garcia Candini, a Mexican cultural critic from Argentina, is one of the most prominent figures in the discussion of cultural hybridity. Garcia Candini promotes a theoretical view of Latin American countries as hybrid cultures in his 1995 book Hybrid Cultures. His critique, which covers a wide range of cultural processes and organizations like museums, television, movies, universities, political cartoons, graffiti, and the visual arts, is both comprehensive and perceptive. Garcia Candini identifies three primary characteristics of cultural hybridity. The first characteristic is the blending of one's disparate cultural systems such as popular music and the prestigious art of opera. The deterritorialization of cultural processes from their initial physical surroundings to situations that are novel and unforeseen is the second characteristic of hybridity. Third, impure cultural genres resulting from the blending of many cultural domains are a consequence of cultural hybridity. One instance of these impure genres is when artisans in rural Mexico create tapestries depicting the works of European artists like Henry Matisse and Joan Mira, using folk artisanship with high art to create an impure genre. The primary question in media and communication research is, have transnational media made cultures across the globe hybrid by bringing into their midst foreign cultural elements, or have cultures always been to some extent hybrid, meaning that transnational mass media only strengthen an already existing condition? There isn't a clear-cut or definitive answer to this question because there isn't enough empirical research on media and hybridity, and because the topic is theoretically complex. What study findings indicate a medium ground in terms of theoretical knowledge? This stance recognizes the lengthy history of cultural interactions brought about by migration, trade, slavery, and warfare. Therefore, it is reasonable to conclude that all civilizations have undergone some degree of hybridization. This middle ground acknowledges, however, that global media and information technologies have significantly enhanced cross-cultural interactions, both in terms of the frequency and intensity of this interaction. It is logical to conclude, then, that transnational mass media amplify the hybridity currently existing in cultures throughout the world. Consequently, the media's role in globalizing culture is not one of total homogeneity, but rather one of coherence and fragmentation. In conclusion, cultural hybridity offers a balanced perspective on globalization, recognizing that cultures have always evolved through interactions and exchanges. Rather than seeing globalization as a force of homogenization or localization as a pure resistance, hybridization highlights the fluid and dynamic nature of cultural transformation. The role of transnational media in this process is significant, as it amplifies and accelerates cultural blending. However, rather than erasing differences, globalization fosters both unity and diversity, demonstrating that cultural identities are not static but continuously reshaped through historical and contemporary influences. As a result, cultural hybridity serves as a bridge between tradition and modernity, allowing societies to adapt while preserving elements of their unique heritage.